You've lived in West Hollywood, so I'm sure you have experienced your fair share of celebrity sightings and bump intos.
Actually, no. For living in LA for as long as I have at this point, I haven't met that many celebrities or seen them. I did see Gigi Gorgeous one time in Beverly Hills, and I was like,
But you worked at Podcast One too.
that's true. Every celebrity I've seen has pretty much been at Podcast One. I've seen some good ones there.
I'm so bad about recognizing people that even if I bumped into a celebrity 9 out of 10 times, I guarantee you I wouldn't recognize them.
That's true. I did have to point out Evan Ross to you at the Club Renaissance party to photograph.
Yeah.
Ashley Simpson's husband, Diana Ross's son.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was walking through with an entourage through the
He
dance
did.
floor.
You should have clocked that, honestly. And you know what? When we were following him to get the picture, someone in his entourage saw me and we made eye contact and he was like, wait, stop. They want to take a picture. He clocked it. He's a professional.
As a good one would do. Yes, absolutely. All this was to say, I can assume then that you wouldn't be able to clock the closest you've gotten to a Kardashian before?
I have been very close to a Kardashian before.
Okay.
Just one, actually.
Which one?
Khloe.
Oh, yeah.
She came to Podcast One. That's the only reason why I was in her proximity. But you've been very close to multiple Kardashians over the years.
I did do a job for Kris Jenner's hand soap company, so I was at her house. Khloe didn't let us in.
This is Niche Bar.
I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Khloe or Courtney, one of the two. I don't
See,
know.
this is what I mean.
But
you need to know which one it was. That matters.
She was like, oh no, only my photographer photographs me. That was like around the time, remember where they accidentally posted the photo that she didn't approve?
It was Khloe. She wouldn't let you guys go?
She wouldn't let us in. We were supposed to do this whole like
Wait,
PR.
you showed up.
Yeah, we had Kris Jenner's product in our hands. We were driving around in Safely vans. I don't even know if I'm supposed to have an NDR.
No, wait. Well, we'll check after this
But-
if you signed something.
But we like had like a couple of video people, me to do stills, and it's like us recording, dropping off a care package to them.
Okay, so you're in Hidden Hills driving around. You show up to her gate and she's like, no.
I show up in my silver Mitsubishi Lancer.
Love. Oh my God, this was that long ago?
I don't know. I'm going to say that and not the Honda.
I think this was when I was living in West Hollywood. I do remember.
I had it for a period while you were in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And basically, we pulled up and then we all got into the Safely van, drove the extra like 3 houses down to like go into our driveway and like do this whole filming thing. And then it's like, we got a gift for you. And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much.
Who's giving the gift?
I'm pretty sure it was just some like Safely PR person. It wasn't an influencer. It wasn't really
It should have been
anything.
Chris.
No,
it should have been Matt.
Chris was receiving the gift.
Oh, interesting.
It's her company, but
it
she
should have
was
been
receiving-
Babyface.
And then we went over to Khloe's. She didn't let us in. So we were like, oh, okay, I guess we got to move on then. So then we went to Kim and she was super sweet and it was great. And we did it there.
Did you go to Courtney?
No,
Did you go to Kylie?
we didn't do it. The Jenners aren't involved in this. Except for Chris. So we have that interaction and that was work. But last night also work in a different sense of the word.
Too.
I photographed the Messi game, the LAFC versus Inter Miami. Lionel Messi comes to LA and it's always a big thing. You don't know, I've talked to you a little bit about this before, but Messi is the GOAT
I
of
get it.
sports.
He's like the Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
you're going to want to keep that in there because him and Leo are basically like the two GOATs and it's always tit for tat. It's always him or him. It's LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. It's Kobe versus Michael Jordan. Which one is better? And they're both almost indistinguishable, but Messi arguably has the much bigger fandom worldwide.
Do they have beef?
I don't know. I don't know that much about them.
That would be really interesting if they
European
did.
soccer, I think it's a healthy rivalry because on the national teams, Messi plays for Argentina and Ronaldo plays for Portugal. So both really big international soccer teams. So when you're talking about the World Cup, when you're talking about all these other like tournaments, it comes down to them a lot.
But only one of them was the most followed person on Instagram at one point.
Yeah.
That is when I realized how popular he was when I saw that he was the most followed person on Instagram.
And you're talking about Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo being popular, it's because they play the world's most popular sport, soccer.
Right, which in America, not a lot of people are involved in soccer.
But he draws a crowd. First sellout at BMO Stadium since opening day. You got, let me just run through who was on the Jumbotron when we were there. Steph Curry. Jimmy Butler got a jersey and a meet and greet with some of the players before the game. Lionel Richie, he got a shout out. And then what shows up on my Instagram before I even really knew was across the field from me was Kylie Jenner. And
You are so twisted.
all I know is
It was Kendall.
okay, so it was Kendall Jenner. Sorry, Kendall Jenner was okay. So see, I need a handler.
This is nuts.
You got Kendall Jenner there, and I was like, okay, celebrity. So I sent it to you, and you're like, and you pointed out like 3 other people that were.
I was
in
like,
that
that's
picture.
Devin Lee Carlson.
And then there was Becky G.
Okay.
Who's the guy on the end with like the little mustache? All I know is that the LAFC comment section was like, this guy on the end not getting tagged or recognized.
I do not know who that is.
You don't know who that is? I mean, you're gonna have to scroll
Oh,
through.
Danny Ramirez.
Danny Ramirez.
Okay. He is an actor from Captain America, The Last of Us, Top Gun Maverick, Black Mirror, No Exit, and Stars at Noon. He is a massive celebrity.
And he got snubbed from LAFC social.
So did Devin Lee Carlson.
Exactly. So they were there. And I mean, if you go back and you look through all those comments trying to figure out who was the guy on the end, you're also going to have to scroll past all the people hating on Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Like, post the real fans. Who cares about these celebrities who don't know nothing about soccer? Best seats in the house and they don't know anything about soccer. They're just there for, whatever. I literally spent an hour and a half before the game getting pictures of fans outside the stadium. And they posted that 3 posts before you wrote on that post. Homegrown LA fans wearing their LASC fan gear in a post on the socials.
It's like 10 photos of different fans and 1 photo of Kendall Jenner. And they're like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hate this bitch. It is wild how much people really hate the Kardashians.
I think some of the most annoying thing is like she doesn't know anything about soccer. Like, okay, great. If she doesn't, which a lot of people in LA don't, go to a game, learn, get interested in the sport.
Right. Also, Kendall Jenner has the DNA of an athlete.
Oh yeah, she could have been a professional.
She could have been pro.
I mean,
so
she does come from good stock. She's the sister of the guy on Special Forces.
true. Half sister.
What's the guy's name?
Brody Jenner.
Brody Jenner. See, Brody
Brody.
Jenner did really good on that on Special Forces too.
I know. He also dated Avril Lavigne. Did you know that?
He talked a lot on that show about like
Avril Lavigne?
no, about his like absentee father and like,
Oh, yeah.
had his upbringing not been so fucked up, he might have been like a professional athlete, but he had to go through whatever he went through.
Yeah.
Being snubbed from their Hulu show.
Well, that being snubbed from their E show, there was a whole storyline about that. But he was absent. Speaking of the Kardashians, I want to talk about 2008, the recession.
The recession? Okay. Yeah. Me graduating high school, entering college. And,
Me entering high school. You old bitch.
It would have been worse to be exiting college during the
absolutely.
recession.
Yeah, this time right now is feeling very 2007, 2008 vibes.
Yeah.
There's something in the air. There's a feeling of
Kesha and
fuck it
T-Pain.
all. Kesha and T-Pain, the Cataracts. Next thing you know, Krayshawn is going to come back and do Gucci Gucci Part 2.
Oompa Gangnam Style might come back.
Was that 2008? That was
Uh,
way later.
That was like 2011. What I'm saying is that he's a one-hit guy. He took his money and ran, kind of like Tom from MySpace. And they
He
just
didn't
like,
really run though. He still performs. He actually was in a controversy recently because he was like apologizing to his fans for being skinny now.
did he take Ozempic?
I don't know, but they were like, we liked you better when you were fat. Anyways, I feel like we are re-entering the 2008 recession pop era.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm seeing a lot more about Pitbull lately. I think that's an indicator. I think if you start hearing more about Fergie and will.i.am, Black Eyed Peas reunion,
Yeah.
I think that is very recession coded.
I think another Maroon 5 like wedding crashing
Yes.
YouTube episode.
Wait, what?
Maroon 5, they did that Sweet song or something like that, where they literally filmed themselves going from 5 different weddings, crashing it, setting up a little stage, and then opening the curtains, getting everyone's attention, opening the curtains. They popped out and performed that song, and you just see these like jaw-dropping reactions from the bride and groom when Adam Levine opens up and starts singing.
You know what? Honestly, I would be pissed. I would say, play this love. Play this love now. Songs about Jane.
Harder to breathe. Harder to breathe.
We need songs about Jane, bitch.
I did really like Sugar. I have it saved in my Spotify.
Are you serious?
I think it's a sweet song. I enjoy it. I think it brings me back to the music video, which I think that if a song brings you back to a visuals, you did really good on those visuals.
So true.
Okay, so we're talking about the recession for what reason?
Because we're in one. What are some things from the 2008 recession that you would like to see return, a la Kesha and the Cataracts, for this recession?
I'm happy to see Kesha back with a new song and a new tour. Tits Out.
Is that what it's called? Okay,
But
word.
is she going to play that song? Isn't there like beef with that song? Is she going to play TikTok? That was the guy, the producer, the one who produced the song.
That was Dr. Luke?
I thought so.
Oh my God, wait, should I not be listening to TikTok? What about Timber?
Is that Kesha?
That was Kesha and Flo Rida. Oh, that was Dr. Luke and Benny Blanco. Shit. I've been seeing a lot of Benny Blanco lately. That to me is a recession indicator.
Benny Blanco has like a massive PR team like pumping him up right
What
now.
is going on?
I've seen multiple people just chatting about like Benny Blanco. I'm getting
I
all
see
these, like,
Benny Blanco interview clips and stuff.
I'm seeing Benny Blanco interview clips. I'm seeing Benny Blanco in the studio talking about his process for like producing a song. I see Benny Blanco. Wasn't he like sitting with Selena and they're just like trying to figure out how to do a TikTok?
Oh, I didn't see that. See,
He's getting like this whole PR
what's going on?
brand rebuild, you know?
I'm here for it. I loved his Architectural Digest house tour. Did you watch it?
I didn't see that.
His house is very unique. He has a good house. I'm here for it. He's a celebrity I've encountered. And I was
At
like, oh my
Podcast
God.
One?
No, it was at SZA's album release party. Jenny took me and she was like, oh my God, that's Benny Blanco. And I was like, where? And she was like, down there.
Assuming, of course, this is a different floor and not just looking down on this man.
Yes, it was a different floor.
Benny Blanco's PR team's going so hard that they've got these model TikTokers saying, forget my Justin Bieber, find me my Benny Blanco. Uh-huh.
Did you see that girl who does the Justin Bieber impression? And she did an impression of a song being like, Benny.
I didn't see the Benny Blanco Justin Bieber song and I was like, I'm not really figuring this out. But is that what it was?
Yes. Benny versus Justin. It is no longer Selena versus Haley. It's Benny versus Justin, low-key.
JB is also making a little comeback. I saw him walking around doing something.
I saw him go live and play a really bad song. I'm worried. I'm a new believer. I wasn't a believer back in the day. I'm like a born again believer. So this is all new for me.
When you say born again, does that mean that you're now a believer of the old and the new stuff or only the new stuff?
The old, mostly.
Okay, so you're not a
One less
you're not
lonely girl.
a re-believer. You are a newfound believer.
I'm a newfound, yes. But I am kind of born again. It feels like I was baptized and made anew.
I understand it. I think my perspective and the audience could weigh in is that
Yeah, definitely weigh in on this.
if you are a re-believer, you're following the whole Christian faith, not just the New Testament, but also the Old.
Yeah, I only like the Old Testament. It starts getting new and I get kind of...
Okay, so your Bieber era and your Bible era are opposites.
Yeah. No, I like... ooh, that's a deep question. I think I prefer the Old Testament because it's really dark
Right, so
and
you
fucked
like
up.
Old Testament and New Bieber.
I like Old Testament and Old Bieber. I'm an old soul.
I like New Testament and New Bieber.
Oh, you don't like Old Bieber?
Fuck old Bieber and his little whiny ass voice talking about love, motherfucker.
Wow. Anyways, I think let's move on. I think also Forever 21 going out of business and Hooters filing for bankruptcy are two recession indicators that cannot be ignored. Hooters, that is a sociological change with our society that has taken place. Is that growth?
There's going to be a lot of farmers and truckers off of highways that are going to be really upset about where they're going to eat their lunch or dinner.
I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of 12-year-old boys who are going to be upset.
I would argue that the majority of the demographic is older.
Interesting. I thought it was like a father-son activity.
Kinda, but the boys are going there, with the boys.
Did you ever watch the Hooters episode of Undercover Boss?
Yes. It was incredible.
That is arguably the best episode of the entire series.
Yeah.
The way the manager shit on their outfits and basically called them ugly, it's nuts.
That was a really good one.
Undercover Boss could never happen today. Did you watch the Chappell Roan Call Her Daddy episode?
I saw the clips.
Okay. Honestly, you see the clips, you see the episode.
From the very beginning, I didn't know what the deal was about Chaperone. There was so much conversation about Chaperone. I didn't even know that Chaperone was a person, a singer, a celebrity. I don't know what they were. I just heard the name all over the place. A bunch of young people really liked it. I didn't really understand.
You sound so boomery right now.
I know. But there are so many celeb names now that just hit the airwaves that I'm like, I feel so fucking old every time this happens. It's like, who the fuck is Aiden Rusk? Brewski. Drewski. There's like Blaze or something like that. These streamers who are so freaking popular.
Yeah, the streamers I don't know either.
You got Speed. You've got
Dream. Who's the one that got canceled? Dr. something? Dr. Death? Dr. Destroyer?
I don't know. I mean, like, I think it all really clicked into me years ago when I finally realized how big Mr. Beast actually was. Not his follower count and all that kind of stuff, but literally how much gravitational pull he has with these kids. Like when he shows up somewhere and they're just like hounding him.
They're like stealing their parents' credit cards to pay for Mr. Beast stuff.
Yeah. And I just think it's a really interesting era to be in now where it's like, I still feel young, but I am nowhere in the same entertainment space as the youth.
Damn.
Let's level this as well, because there's apparently the Joe Rogan of the left. Do you know who that is? He streams 7 days a week.
I know who it is.
From 11 a.m. to like 7 p.m.
Hassan Piker.
Exactly.
Yes.
I listened to this guy's NPR interview on my way to Lancaster.
Oh.
And it was really, really interesting. Now, the guy is like jacked.
Oh, people think he's a hottie.
I don't even know what he looks like because I heard him on the radio.
You don't even know what, you've never seen him?
I don't want to see him.
You have to see him. Is that what you thought he'd look like?
That hurts. Ouch. He may be the streamer of the left. There's a lot worse things you could be doing online, streaming 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, than talking politics. And I'm talking about these guys that just walk Hollywood Boulevard and just like pick fights and stuff like that. And then their bodyguard steps in to like stop everything.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Let's go back to chaperone.
Okay, great. I'm glad we are circling around.
Circling back. I'm really, really into The Giver right now. I really like that. I hate when she opens her mouth when she's not singing.
I think the issue is that she is just always negative. She's always cussing someone out, coming for someone, saying something that offends some group of people.
Yeah. Just
mispronouncing Kamala Harris's name.
I hate the publicity. I hate the press. I hate being followed, getting mad at her fans.
That's something else that she talked about in the interview. She talked about how no one ever comes up to her because she's scared all of her fans away.
Which is like such a weird way to like build a fan base. And I get it. You want your privacy, but the way she just like opens up and talks about it. Then yeah, this interview talking about how she's not expected to be a political, advocate, but your base and your style, you have stood on a platform based on politics. So
yes,
you should absolutely care about the fan base that you have, the platforms that you are using, the groups of people that you are using to further your career, and think about which political side is trying to persecute them and which are trying to give them rights. But again, oh my God, my life is so hard. You guys don't understand. Touring, singing,
working
eating,
out,
sleeping, working out, writing songs, doing press.
She's a perfect example of that Pussycat Dolls song where they say, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. You just might get it.
I was a big Pussycat Dolls fan.
Me too. It was all Nicole Scherzinger. No one else was singing that bitch.
You remember that live performance where Nicole Scherzinger was like backed up in the middle and then one of the girls was like, yo, I'm taking this off. And she like freeballed.
Not a freeball.
She freestyled. I don't know. She was just going, and it's like, really.
You actually hit the notes though. It was a bit pitchy, but you did hit the notes.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that Chappell needs some media training.
But you would think by now she would have caught on. Even Dua Lipa learned how to do a performance quicker than she's figuring out how to do PR.
I don't know if Dua Peep needed to catch that stray in that moment. That was actually very much iconic.
It became iconic after the fact, but she took all the bullying.
She leaned in.
For not putting on a good performance, learned how to dance, learned choreography, and now puts on a fucking hell of a show. know.
Yeah. Media training would be great for Chapel.
I mean, like, I even understand the comment about the mothers. Like, none of her friends who are mothers like it.
Parents, not even mothers specifically.
I mean, we all know that parenting isn't easy and it's not the choice for everyone.
It's a good point said the wrong way. What she should have said was, I'm feeling ambivalent about kids because a lot of my friends who have kids have a lot of challenges and it's very hard.
And with the stresses of touring and this business, like John Cena said something similar where he was like, I don't want to be a dad because I don't think I would be a good dad. I'm working too much. I'm on the road too much. I'm away from home too much.
And that's authentic and it's about you, not another group of people. It's your personal take on it.
If you wanted to be political, which apparently she doesn't, you talk about the expenses that regular day people now have to do, the future world that these kids are going to have to live in and their kids are going to have to live in.
So she had a good point. I think in the back of her head, I kind of see what she was trying to say, but it was just said so poorly. Same with the political statement, like I'm too busy to be political. I feel like there might have been another way to say that.
I think that was a full-blown fuck up. I think
you can't fix that.
I don't think you can fix that, especially in the space in which you are in. You can nail down so many different groups that are also many of the same group and just say, I don't care to learn enough about your struggles to watch what I say or be held accountable for what I say.
Because there are pop girlies, celebrities, people who have the same lifestyle as her who take the time to stand up for things that they believe in politically in a smart way.
Lady Gaga's whole career is based on that.
Right, exactly. Even like Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion is booked and busy, but I know where Megan Thee Stallion stands. It should not be that hard.
I think it's an incredibly lazy take, that one, and disappointing. I think she's still just trying to figure out how to like get used to her new lifestyle.
She'll get there if people give her the time to get there. I know that I keep coming up with new segments and shit to do on this show and this channel, but I think we might need to start a book club. I'm on Book Talk.
From two notorious one book a year readers.
Well, that's going to change because I have rediscovered Quan Millz. I remember hearing about him way back in the Twitter days.
So he's been around for a while.
He's been around and he is retiring from writing. And so he has all of his books on the TikTok shop right now, signed copies for sale, and they are so affordable. Let me just do a TikTok shop moment here.
Should we do a poll and let them vote for which book we should buy?
Quan Millz currently has 4 books available for purchase through his TikTok shop, it looks like. And I need to do a little poll to see which one we should order for our new book club. The inaugural.
Semi-annual.
This is like the only time we're doing this, actually. Should we order This Hoe Got Roaches in Her Crib, My Baby Mama is a Loser, CNA Thoughts, or Tax Season Thoughts? Could be interesting considering that we are currently in tax season.
I think those titles are a little subdued compared to what we've seen on his website.
Can I just go through and do a rapid fire read of some of these? Pregnant by my pastor's secret boyfriend. Fell in love with a hood rich BBW Velociraptor.
Not the Velociraptor.
The covers. Pregnant by a hood clown from hell.
What was my sister's roommate is a bed bug?
My baby daddy is a bed bug. And then the sequel, My Baby Daddy is a Goblin. My baby daddy is a warlock. My baby daddy is a leprechaun.
How many baby daddies does this woman have?
My baby daddy stole my Altima. Quan Millz is honestly one of the most hilarious authors I have ever encountered in my life, and I cannot wait to read his work.
I wish I could find that TikTok of him reading the first line of one of his books, and it's just him like straight to his phone going, fuck. Do you think he has an audiobook?
He does. If you go to the link in his bio, you can download a free audiobook. You can download right now in Quan Millz' bio. I'm working for Quan Millz. Right now, you can download a free copy, a free audiobook of Old Thought Next Door. Can I please read the synopsis briefly? Just a paragraph.
Sure.
Meet Vernita Ernestine Washington, a feisty 76-year-old woman who doesn't care what you think about her ways, especially from a woman her age. Yeah, she might be a senior citizen, but she'd be the first to tell you age ain't nothing but a number. Maybe we should do the audiobook first.
That one doesn't sound as juicy.
Quan Millz is where it's at. Look, I don't know if Quan Millz has a problematic past. I don't know what's going on with him personally.
And nobody please dive in. No, I don't want to know.
I really don't want to know.
We're going to let the people decide because
Yeah, let us know.
We'll get that one. We'll check it out. We'll get the audio book.
And we can go chapter by chapter. Our nichelords of the week. Entrepreneurs. Strong, beautiful women. Icons. Legends. This is Texas. It's the real estate duels. Jamie and Cassandra. Nothing gives me more joy than seeing them pop up on my For You page and be like, it's the real estate dolls, and we're here to show you this 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Where in Texas?
San Antonio.
Charles Barkley has a ongoing fight with every woman in San Antonio.
About?
Because he said on air that he's never seen a pretty girl in San Antonio.
Then he needs to go to the real estate dolls, honey. Why would he say that?
I don't know. He had some beef talking about, I don't know, maybe he was talking about Dallas versus San Antonio or something. But then there's always going to be like a hottie at San Antonio who's like calling out Chuck for...
Wow.
You know, with like a t-shirt, like a gimmicky shirt or something. It's like an ongoing joke. Maybe they actually are offended.
I would be offended if someone said every bitch in Alhambra is ugly. I'd be like, well, actually, you know what? I probably wouldn't be offended. I'd be like, they're not talking about me. They're not talking about me. The shoe doesn't fit. Anyways, shout out to the real estate dolls. I just realized that they have less than 5,000 followers. Go run that shit up.
The real estate dolls should do a partnership with the interior decorating woman.
Hi, I'm Alice Elm. But yeah, I love them. I hope they get more business. I hope they get more followers. I can't believe that these aren't viral videos. I'm shocked right now because they are so good. So run up that following list. I'm trying to be Jen Hamilton. I'm like, run it up, girls. You know what to do.
We found the next great one.
All right, come on, monsters.
Junebug's about to crash out.
I know. On that note, follow Junebug at Good Job Junebug. You can subscribe to my subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like niche things, internet history, pop culture, reality TV. Junebug. Follow Will on Instagram at willg.mcneil and willmacshot for more Kendall Jenner LAFC pics.
I didn't photograph Kendall Jenner.
Well, you could have. Okay, girl, you gotta go. Deuces.
Junebug says bye.